Welcome once again. This lesson is not particularly on anything, more or less. I just want to talk. Some people send me the suggestions, which I always welcome, and thank you very much. And I always ask people to let me know if you want me to make any lesson on any particular subject, or you want to tell me anything you want me to do. But I notice some people, they send me suggestions, and some of them, they just make remark what doesn't mean nothing. They're trying to prove that I was wrong on something, it could have done this way. Or I give you fine example. As you remember, we use one word, it's called nga, like ngo, nga. And ngo and nyinya, these letters are in Punjabi, and we don't have any equivalent letter in English. And some people, they send me that I was wrong. There are so many words in English, and they give me example. For example, this is nganga. And I gave the example in the last lesson that this name is not Nago or Ingo, it's pronounced Ngo. And I don't know how you can write down Ngo, because even if we write down Q, it's still cannot make the sound of Kon. So someone told me that in English we have the words like king, song, something like this. But I don't think they call song or king. They always say king or song. I don't know where this sound came from. And probably some people in other dialects of English, they speak like this. I don't know, because I lived in Scotland and England. I'm in Canada for 31 years. I never heard people whose mother tongue is English, they pronounce ngo. And there's nothing wrong with this. If maybe there's so many other languages, and they have different words, and they pronounce it different way. And maybe I cannot pronounce. Even my accent is not English. I cannot speak like English, native English people, or Scottish people, or even Canadian. My accent is mixed, and nothing wrong with this, as long as you understand what I'm trying to say. And in every language, I think almost all the languages, we don't have a proper word. One friend of mine, he lived in Arabian countries. Maybe this is a new thing for you. We always talk about Abu Dhabi, and we say Abu Dhabi. In Punjabi language, sometimes they write down Abu Dhabi, but some people say no, this is not Abu Dhabi or Abu Dhabi, it is Abu Dhabi. But one friend of mine, he lived in Arabian countries, and he told me actually nobody can pronounce the proper way, because it's called Abu Dhabi. Actually, Abu Dhabi, he told me, is Abu Dhabi, and it's very, very hard to write down in English. Even it's almost impossible to write down Punjabi language, because the z sound doesn't exist. In English, we have to write down JH, then it would be Abu Chabi, not Zabi. Even if we write down with Y or Z, the sound cannot be made or read like z. I give you some one or two more examples. If someone talk to you in Punjabi language, and you come home and they say, listen, I want to write down the letters do not exist in Punjabi language, and we speak every single day. I give you one or two examples. One example is, I will write down, we can write down Ahoo, something like this. We pronounce this Ahoo. This means yes. And I will say, do you know this? And they say Ahoo. That means yes, I know. But when we talk, 90% or 99% Punjabi people, they never pronounce it Ahoo. Maybe I don't know if I will be able to tell you the difference. They always call Ahoo, Ahoo, not Ahoo. So we can only write down Ahoo. If I want to write down Ahoo, it's not possible in Punjabi language. And you know that in English sometimes some words they do not belong to any language. For example, if we say uh-huh, uh-huh, in dictionary these words they don't exist. But I will say yeah, uh-huh, and you understand. You will not even know which language is it. So in Punjabi language we say this. We can write down like this. This look like hun, but I will say hoo, or I can write down like this. Actually, the written in Punjabi like this, we will say hoon, not hun or hoon. It will be pronounced hoon. But in Punjabi, most of the people they pronounce it unhu, and which is unhu is almost we can write this, the last one, because I'm saying twice unhu. I don't know if you can hear the difference. The first one is and the last one is unhu. So it is almost impossible, not almost, like impossible to write down in Punjabi, and nobody bothered to make these letters because there will be so many letters. So aho and unhu, and home is called home. In Punjabi we call it car. In Punjabi we write down like this. Kagga for GH, Rara for R, car. In Hindi we call it car, same word, but we pronounce it different. In Punjabi we call car. In Hindi they call it ghar. So in Hindi, if we want to write down car, they cannot write down. Even if they write down car, they pronounce it ghar. So what I'm trying to say, if we read Hindi, we always say ghar, and it is written car. In Punjabi, we call it car, but in Hindi, we say ghar. And in Punjabi, if I want to tell someone this is car, but you should pronounce it ghar, they will ask me to write down two different words. I have no letters to write down like this. And I can give you so many other examples which the sound and the words they do not exist. But when some people tell me on the lessons and remarks, oh, this could be done this way, but my point is, when we write down this nganga, if they tell me song, I want to know, instead of N or G, I want to know a letter. Tell me the letter where it should be pronounced song, nga, instead of song. So probably G is half silent, but in Punjabi, if I want to write down song, I will write down like this. This is Sasa for S, Kannada, and dot on the end. This is Gaga, song. But if I want to change the sound the way I was told song, they pronounce song, I can write down like this. Yeah. This and this is different. This is song. This is song. Na. And in English, I cannot use different letters. So at the end, I will only say that regardless how you pronounce, sometimes we cannot pronounce. The language for me, some people, when they go to a different country or they come from a different country to Canada or America, and their accent is not Canadian or American, or some people go to England or UK and their accent is not really proper the way they talk, I don't find it funny, and I don't think anything wrong. The way I speak, the language is just a medium to explain what my feelings are, what I'm trying to say. So if you learn Punjabi, you will not speak the way I speak because this is my mother language. But as long as I can understand what you're trying to say, I will be happy. I will be really happy. The reason I will be happy because you know that in any country, if some people use even a few words of your language, you feel good. You feel more close or closer. It shouldn't be this way because everybody's same, but we still feel good that the other person can speak my language. So sometimes people, and I have one more advice, nothing to do with the lesson. Never try to learn the bad word. I don't like it because most of the time people say when people try to learn a language, first word they learn is a bad word, which really is not my philosophy. I can speak some words of other languages. For example, I can speak a few words of Filipino language, and I learn kamusta ka, mabuti, something like that. How are you? The reason I'm saying you should not learn bad word because what happens sometimes you try to learn and you learn bad words and good words because this is not your language. You may mixed up. You may forget which one is good one, which is bad. And maybe you meet someone really close friend and you want to say something good, and because you're mixed up, you say something bad, which is really bad. And I think people who teach bad words, they're doing a bad service to their language and to their community because, for example, if I teach you a bad word in Punjabi language, what are you going to use? You're going to use for me or Punjabi people, and they will say, who taught you this word? And that they wouldn't ask you who taught you this word. They will probably say, who stupid or idiot taught you this word? Because this is bad. So I don't usually use any bad words of any language, English or any other language, which is a bad thing. So I request you to learn only good words and good language, so that whenever you talk to people, even if you're mixed up, the word should be still good. And I hope you like what I say, and don't take it seriously. Sometimes it's okay to have some jokes in the light conversation. And usually I always make jokes and fun. And if you don't know me, what I do outside, I request you to check my name, Harnik Rai, powerlifting. I spent all my life in sports, and I'm not bragging. I'm an Ontario and Canadian Powerlifting Hall of Fame, and the government of Ontario gave me Lifetime Achievement Award 11, 12 years ago. And last Tuesday, but over a week ago, May 15th, I was inducted in Brampton Sports Hall of Fame for my contribution. So sports is my life. This is not my living. So even if you have a suggestion, go ahead, tell me something, but don't take it seriously. Have a nice day. God bless you. Please subscribe my channel.